Hey everybody, today I'm going to cut up some firewood. I'm going to split up some firewood and stack it. I just got done mowing for about 4 hours. Like I said before, I do not enjoy mowing. It never gets done. But I am about to do something I do enjoy. So it was all worth it. Got to fuel up the 2 saws, get them maybe topped off with some bar and chain oil. Look pretty sharp, so I'm not going to worry about sharpening them. I got this pile I got to split and cut. Then up there a ways, let's see if I can, kind of up there where my dog is, there's a whole nother pile. I got a mix of wood too, so down here I got pretty much all white oak, but there's some walnut in there, just some branch wood, and that goes back to the walnut tree I took down. Then up there, a small pile with just branch wood is black locust. Then I got a ton of bur oak, quite a bit of juniper, cedar, I don't know, just trash trees. But it burns, makes good kindling too. So that's what I'm doing. Squirrels like to play on my pile, so sometimes they knock them down. And that's what happened right there. Get used to that. So yeah, that's all I'm going to be doing today. So if you enjoy this kind of stuff, I appreciate you watching, and we'll get to it. I'll talk a little bit about my saws, but so the biggest one I have is a steel MS290. I've had pretty good luck with this saw. I've dropped it many times. I broke this. Still working. And believe it or not, I probably ran it for about 25 seconds without 2-cycle fuel. I completely spaced it, but I don't know why. I just remembered it. Yeah, maybe it wasn't running right. I can't remember. It was a couple years ago, and I stopped. So I went ahead and kind of on the next batch, I had a little bit more oil, cycled it through a few times, started it up, and it's been running fine ever since. I think I have a 20-inch bar on this one. So again, this is my bigger saw. I don't really need anything bigger than that. Wow, I would say once in a blue moon I could use something bigger, but this does me just fine. And I've had this saw probably since we've been out here, about 12 to 15 years. No, I'm sorry, about 10 years, because I bought it from my little brother. But then this one is my Echo. That's just my little saw, but it's my CS370, and I've had this thing for 25 years. I'm a huge fan of the Japanese made tools. I got a Kubota, I got that. I got some woodworking tools too. So yeah, let's get this fueled up. So like I said earlier, I do not like mowing. I've just got a lot of it. And I don't, if I fenced off some, maybe got some sheep or whatever, that would help, but I don't really want sheep. I got chickens and ducks. I like them. But yeah, I just this year got a 0 turn, so that definitely does help. It's bumpy, but it's fast. And so get it done, get it over with. I do like mowing down by my pond. I will say that. I love how it looks afterwards. A little more gratifying. The yard looks good too. I don't know, it's just something about being down by the water. Just like the water. Like a fish, I guess. Yeah, I did use this recently, so it's pretty much bone dry. And this thing, the steel, boy, it does drink some fuel. And probably mainly because I use it for the bigger, harder stuff. Where my Echo, I mainly use for limbing up trees that I've taken down, smaller stuff. So it doesn't work as hard, but I'm not gonna lie, I have used it on bigger stuff before. I took down a 30-inch wide silver maple, not the hardest wood, but my bar is not that long, so I never dig it to the center, but I got enough off to where I could yank it down at the time with my four-wheeler, because I didn't have a bunch of equipment back then. But this bad boy, yeah, I use it for its intended purposes, that's for sure. And it gets heavy after a while, but I've got enough branch wood that offsets the time I use this. And I don't know, it's probably 40-45 pounds, so it's not horrible. Definitely used, was it MS-80? I can't remember the model number, but it's essentially their big one. Well, it used to be their big one. They probably have bigger ones now, but man, that sucker. Whew. Yeah, it was probably 80 cc's or more, and it was heavy. Okay, that was good. I just like to make sure they're all fueled up, and this one's pretty darn close. I'll probably just fill it up before I put it away. Well, that's weird. Yeah, I did forget that this one uses quite a bit more barn chain oil. Well, the fuel tank's practically full, but this is only about half full. And usually I fill them at the same time. So that's that. It's good to have a little toolkit like this. It's just a repurposed, I think it was an old tackle box. I got my measuring tapes, my wedges, of course just a plain old little screwdriver in case I lose this, because I always lose this. And of course some sharpening files. And I got a little handle for the sharpening files. So it's my little kit, that's all. Nothing out of the ordinary. I will say I recently purchased the steel sharpener. Those things are sweet. I'll never go back to that. They're expensive. Don't get me wrong, they were expensive, but I really like them. In fact, I sharpened all my chains, and I probably have 7 for my big saw, and probably easily 20 for my little saw. And I got 2, so I didn't have to change out the. I got 2 sharpeners, so I didn't have to change out the files. So, yeah, I sharpened my chains with those, and seemed to really take a good edge. And that was a while ago now. I have put a second chain on the big saw because I took down and you may have saw my video, maybe not, but I took down a big bur oak. Well, I pretty much just limbed it all up and stuff. The wind took it down, but I'm cleaning it up. But yeah, some of the branch wood, 24 to 30 inches easily. The trunk measured 11 feet around. I got that pretty much all done. I got to get down there with my landscape rake and just kind of burn some miscellaneous stuff. But that's what some of this wood is from. I have a whole nother stack down there. I'm just letting that dry. I figured this would probably be manageable, and I already had a pallet set up anyways. Down there I just kind of have 6 to 8 feet chunks kind of stacked, letting that dry out. Probably get to it next year. Got plenty of firewood going into this winter. I don't know if there's any science behind it, but I have noticed a tremendous amount of acorns coming down from the oak trees. And I've heard old wives tell probably, but I've heard that is indicative of a harsh winter that coming. So we'll see. I'll be ready either way. Our main source of heat is our wood stove. I do have built-in redundancy, so I have propane furnace and of course electric heaters if necessary, but electric's not that cheap. I do have a solar backup too. I would not run those heaters on that solar backup. That would just kill those batteries fast. So wood it is. Can't really go wrong there. But anyways, I'm going to get going. I don't know how much I'm going to split by hand, how much I'll use the actual wood splitter, but I'll bring you along. Thanks for watching. Should have let it warm up a little bit longer. I just took it out of storage, so she's a little cold still. That's some more Siberian elm. A little bit thicker, but that's the only reason it's taking so long to get through. She's getting a little tired, a little thicker towards the end there. I'm gonna switch over to the big steel. And I don't know about anybody else, but my steel is super cold-blooded. So it usually takes a handful of pulls. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Then I go to half choke, which revs it all the way up, and it's usually 2 or 3 pulls. Gotta have all the blade or chain on there. That's the one I was using to clean up the Baroque, and like I said, I cleaned up a lot of it on that one chain. So she's a little dull. Now we're gonna do some splitting, stacking, splitting, whatever. I don't like to burn black walnut, but these branches can't do much. But look how pretty that is. That's just a branch. Of course, I got pieces of the trunk over there drying. So one day I'll mill it for projects and whatnot, but I like the smell too. Not bad for a couple hours. If it's a real bad winter, that much right there would probably last us about a week, week and a half. Usually during the winter, we don't keep it much warmer than 63, 64. We're pretty comfortable. Yeah, so we're just gonna move on to the next pile.